So you're at the ends now. Fully.
Yeah, but I'm still him.
No, I know what you mean, but like, are you living there now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's proper.
Change yards, man.
How's that feel?
I don't know.
Bigger space.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah. It feels nice, but it's also like.
Big and serious? Do you feel more manly? A little bit, like you're walking around in bigger space. That's yours. Do you get what I mean?
Maybe, but do you know what? I'll tell you what's mashing me up. The A40.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That's what we were just talking about.
I don't like it, man. This single lane thing is kind of ruining my whole experience of.
Yeah, moving out the ends.
Like yesterday, I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm gonna go home. You know, I looked at Waze, and Waze said something like 55 minutes to get home. I'm like, absolutely not. I'll stay here.
Yeah, strong.
So I stayed here for a couple hours.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But I do that, bro. I do that. Like sometimes after, if I've like recorded HC or whatever, depending on the time I finish, bro, I might just chill.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because it can be long. But though, to be fair, it's not a regular thing. It's just they're doing some works. And this works is going to take a little minute. Yeah. But once the work's done, then it is cool. It's not that long. It's just now you've moved at a time where this works is probably going to go on for a good year.
No, I think it was 22 weeks, they said, no?
Yeah, fuck all of that.
You're right,
fuck all of that. Right. They've been doing this work by Greenford train station underneath this bridge for nearly 2 years and nothing ain't even... Do you know what? I drive by this thing and nothing's changed. And they've been working on it for like 2 years.
What are they doing? And they don't even... You know what it is? I like when people are wearing high vis, I feel like they should be looking like they're working.
Doing something.
And they're often not looking like they're working.
No, I'll go one step further.
Walking around.
Sometimes I'll go to these places where there's like all this roadworks and that, and I'm not even seeing anyone.
There's no one.
I'm just not even seeing anyone.
There's no one.
This is a budgets thing, by the way.
It is.
Basically, there's a certain amount of money that gets allocated a year for certain things, and all of a sudden, when that time period comes to a close, they need to have
to, otherwise next year's budget's smaller.
There you go. It's mad.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible. But other than that, it's great.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's kind of great.
Little green in that. Is there green in that round?
Yeah. I haven't even spent that much. There's still a little bit more to do on my yard. So it's not. I can't really stretch my legs in there just yet. I've got another living room to sort out. I've got a flipping patio to sort out.
Strong.
I've got some bits and bobs to sort out.
So you ain't gone for a walk in that round, the ends of that?
I was doing that for weeks though.
Oh.
You know, like on a Saturday. You know, like when because I won't say it's a privilege of living in one place and doing the other place because you have to pay for both. But as in, because it meant it was a slow moving. I could bring stuff over a period of weeks rather than it's moving day and you have to move everything today because someone's moving into your gaff and you're moving in that if you're completely
you weren't
on the
in a
same
bid
day.
rush like that.
I wasn't in a big rush, so enough times I was just round there kind of just letting them see my face.
Yeah, I hear it.
You know,
I hear it still.
You know, attending a couple of gyms. People, people are just like, what's he doing in here?
Yeah.
But going to the gyms and took me ages to find a gym that I thought
was
suitable.
my God, bro. I just found a gym just the other day. I've been at this place for a minute, but one of the gyms I went to, I'll tell you what happened, There's a couple of gyms that I went to. One, Taser recommended me a gym that was not that far, but when I went there, it was a bit too meaty.
Where is it?
Huh?
all right.
I don't want to say the name. I don't want to.
Give me the area. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't want to.
But there's bed gyms around there, so it could be.
But this one was a bit too meatheady. It's one of them ones where I want to go in there every once in a while, and you get what I'm saying. But I don't want to be in there every day. Bare man with spots on their back.
Yeah. People really going for it.
Yeah. And there's bare heads popping out of necks and all this type of stuff. It's all mad. So I decided I didn't want to go there. Then I was finding some other gyms, didn't really like them. But there's a gym literally, when I told you, bro, it's 1 minute away from where I live. Yeah. But it's the worst one. Yeah. But it's the most convenient.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what? Yeah, let me just true. It's only a cheap amount, and there's no monthly fee. You just pay it. Yeah. So I'm like, boom, I'll stay here until I find another gym. But now I found a gym that I like. It's 20 minutes away.
So
now I've got used to the routine of going there.
Is far.
Is it? Is it?
I think that's far? Yeah, I think that's far. Like, yeah, of course, driving. Yeah, 20 minutes driving. Yeah, I think that's far. That's stinky. That is. I could probably get from here in 30.
Yeah.
At least that opens it up. I mean, that one that's perfect for you sounds spenny.
Yeah, but I can't, like this one here, bro. I can't even. I'm demotivated to train.
Yeah.
Now.
I know.
It's
the
very
worst
low.
feeling ever.
It's very low vibrational.
I signed up to 2 gyms in 2 weeks, yeah, and I cancelled my membership both of them.
Oh, did you?
Both. Like, I go Virgin Active in Grove, yeah. So I'm not even a gym man. The gym floor is kind of meaty in there, but I've become a health club man.
Yes. Okay. Strong.
So like the gyms don't do it for me. So I've tried to sign up to Pure Gym. Like I'm trying to like. I'm just like,
yeah,
I don't love it.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I've signed up, but I don't love it. So I'm inside my 14-day grace period. I'm cancelled. Someone said, no, the gym in, I also didn't have a bag. I need to punch.
Oh, yeah.
So someone said, oh, the gym group's got a bag. So I was like, all right, cool, let me try that. But I'm just signing up, innit? I'm not really doing no research. I'm just signed up. Boom. I've gone to this gaff. I'm just like, this is worse.
What, one shit
But
bag?
the bag was decent.
Oh, the bag was decent.
The bag was decent, but I just didn't feel like, I don't know, man.
Was it
like a blue vinyl floor? I just felt like I was in jail.
And was it situated in a shit part of the gym as well?
Nah, it was next to a Nando's. Anyone could can look in there.
No, I mean the
bag. No, the bag was kind of where I'd put the bag.
Okay,
there was a slight bit of isolation there.
Okay,
and like it was decent.
Yeah.
The bag was the only positive about this gym. Anyway, I walked out of that gym knowing I would never return to that gym, so I've cancelled as soon as I've gone back. And then I really started thinking, all right, cool. Like these gyms are, like them 20, 30 pound gyms.
Yeah. So
it's like I get it. They're no frills gyms. 24 hours, you just go in there, bang the work, and get out. But it's not giving me that. It's not the place I want to go and work out.
No.
So I was like half considering, like, do I want to do this David Lloyd's thing?
Oh,
but it's just too stupid. That amount of money is too stupid.
My neighbor mentioned it to me. She was like, "Oh, why don't you just sign up to David Lloyd's?" I was like,
because
I don't know. I was like, "How much is it?" She's like, $2. I was like, $2.
It's $2.50.
I'm
you
like,
can
what?
get a discount on it, but even that brings it to like
what? But I'm not using the gym. I'm not going there like that. Do you get what I'm saying? If I was using everything,
yeah,
and I was there, and maybe even working from there, because like some gyms they have that and whatnot, then that would seem worth it.
Do you know what?
But I'm not gonna play badminton there. I ain't gonna play tennis there.
Yeah,
I might swim there occasionally. I might do that.
Yeah, I might use the sauna and
I might use that.
It's just a nicer experience. The more I think about it, if I want to be in camp and I want to go to the gym 25 out of 30 days, then I'm not saying $2.50 is a good price, but $2 for something you do every day that goes towards like your physical and mental well-being might not be that bad.
Yeah,
I'd probably spend more on liquor per month. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like I'm actually like,
no, when you put it like that,
it's actually not bad. So I'm considering it now. I've found a very good gym near me, 5 minutes away, that has like been refurbed, and it's not bougie. It's like a leisure centre-y one, but It's nice. But it's really nice, and because of it, I can use. It's the same one as the one in. It's the same company as the one in Grove. So when I'm here, if I have like,
you can still use that.
I can use both. Boom.
Yeah.
So that is working for me right now, and it's like put a halt on my rise to the flipping David Lloyd's. I know I'm gonna end up at David Lloyd's at some point, but
I found my one, so I don't think I'm gonna end up. But do you know what it is? Yeah, for me, I was at I was at Gymbox, innit? Gymbox had that nice balance between, like, you're there to really train, but you're also, it's just nice. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like mad bougie.
They got LEDs in that. It don't take much to make a gym look nice. This is what's pissing me off about these low frills gyms. Like, can't you just a little bit of mood lighting and maybe a £10 better machine? And you're kind of sorted. Like, why did this have to be so poor?
Yeah. Because the one that I'm in right now, bro, one Don came up to me in the gym and he was like, "What are you doing in this? It's a shithole." That was his intro in saying hello to me. That was the intro. "What are you doing in this? It's a shithole in here." That was the intro. And I was like, that put me off my workout even more.
Yeah.
Because I'm already don't even want to be
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And the man just come and co-sign my mood now.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But this one here is like what you said. It's like, it's health clubbish.
Yeah.
But it's not like, and it's like, it's nice.
Yeah.
But it's called Village.
I know, but yeah.
Yeah, Village. So I trained in the one
membership to Village.
You got free?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They're boxes, like, they're one of our sponsors. So
Swear down.
Yeah.
So what?
Mate, yeah.
So we have a little phone call.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. I was gonna, alright, cool. Because I was about to ring her and tell her, because I went there to go and see they got a swimming pool and whatever else. I met the woman there.
Yeah, I haven't been to
I've got her
Village,
number.
but yeah, Village is like that, isn't it? It's like a health clubby kind of.
Yeah. The one in Cardiff was actually nice. That's how I knew about it. So I went to the one in Cardiff. I like that one, and then I found this one, which is like 20 minutes away from where I live, and I'm like, you know what? It's closer to what I need than everywhere else.
Also, I think London has worse gyms in general than around the country. For when I went to Cardiff, it just reminded me, and when I went to Liverpool and when I went to Manny, they had JD gyms. I don't know if we've got them in.
Oh
in
yeah, I saw one of them in. Yeah, I saw one of them in Manny.
Bro, it was good, and
I never went in there though.
They're good.
There's one. I swear they had one in Newcastle as well.
Yes,
I think they got one in Newcastle.
But there is one. I saw one in like Southend when I went to the airport once.
So what happened to them?
I don't think I don't think they've got them in like inner London, because like it probably doesn't represent enough value for them because they're cheap.
Oh, swear.
Like £25 for the month. And like, you know, like here, like all the gym memberships it's like they start at 40 anyway.
Well, that is another thing as well, bro, where I've been, you know, when I first went to Gym Box, I was only paying like £45 because they matched my last gym. I was going to MMA gym, and then the bailiffs came in it. Did I ever tell you about that?
They came to the gym.
Bro, I wasn't there, but I used to train in. It was, you see Park Royal. You know where Pure Gym is now. Yeah. There used to be a gym called Hooks.
Yes,
that was an MMA gym.
Yeah.
So I used to train in there.
Yeah. Shoot fighters as well.
Yeah, bro. Like in that gym as well. Yeah, I tell you what, that gym there will open your eyes to certain things. Because there was a couple of men in there that you would see on every day, and you would think that they are absolute pussios. Yeah. Until it's time to start. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of these men were really serious about their thing. So anyway, bro, I've gone there one day and the bailiffs have just boarded off the whole thing, bro. They just boarded off the whole thing. So when I've rang them to say, like, because I'm like, yo, I'm coming here to train or whatnot.
Yeah, there's no...
They were basically like, we're across the road in an office. So when I looked across the road on the other side of the A40, you know them little abandoned offices or whatever, they must have got some equipment or whatnot, and they just set up a thing in there, and they were like, look, we'll just halve your membership to like £20 or whatnot. And I'm like, I'm not going to go and fucking train. Like, it's not...
It's the wrong side of the A40 as well. I need to be...
Exactly!
Come on, man.
So then, anyway, what Gymbox was doing is they were matching the price to get... Yeah. And then what they would then do is bump it up every 6 months by £2 or whatever till it thing. But I was still always paying a lot cheaper than whatever else. So that's why, like, to go and do David Lloyd's where I'm not using everything like that.
Yeah.
And it's $250. I'm still, bro. I still have PTSD from being broke, bro. I talk about this all the time.
I mean, 179 is, I think, what the discount I could get it down to, and that's still just loads for one person.
For one person, that's a lot, man.
It's loads.
All right, listen. Anyway, quickly before I move on to anything else, GRM Gala. I know you didn't go. Really good.
It's good every year here, man.
Yeah, it was.
I need to start actually going. I feel like I'm the one person that doesn't go.
Honourable shout out to Posty and the whole team for putting that on and whatnot. It was a vibe, man. They asked me to musically curate the thing. They just wanted to do something different this time in regards to booking DJs. So I booked the DJs, put them in and whatnot, and like, yeah, man, it was just a vibe in there. The venue was cold. Everyone dressed really well. The vibe in there was good. It's so sick to be in a place like that when you know that 15 years ago and even longer, you're not seeing that. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not seeing that. And although the industry in particular, which probably is the light elephant in the room, is that it's in a shit space right now. It's in a bad... It's not even just flipping the music industry. It's bare things. Literally, one of my brethren mentioned to me the other day, and he was like, "Listen, it feels like there's a black button that's just got switched off. Like it's nuts. It feels like there's no money. It feels like everything is just really low. Even like, some of the record companies, they're getting rid of bare stuff. I don't know if you know about this.
No, what are they? Like?
But it's in a bad space.
Just money, or is it? Hold on, just
jobs.
When you say black button.
So the urban
scene, like
there's people are charting terribly.
Yeah,
record sales are horrible.
But what's replacing it?
I don't know. Do you know what it is, bro? This is a comment. Maybe I know I keep saying this. I know. But I'll unpack it properly another time. But I just think that like, everything has a cycle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
but usually it's replaced by something that you can see one's on its way out and one's on its way in.
But the thing that
it's country back.
The thing that might
it's country back.
What do you mean?
Country music.
Maybe. Like whatever it is, bro, whatever that thing potentially is, might not be something that we're seeing because we're not going to pay too much attention to it. But if we're in that industry and we're in it, you'll then see that, there's a shift happening here.
No, we are in it. I'm definitely in that industry as well.
But I mean the positive thing. So let's say like it is country. We might not feel it so much because we're not country music lovers.
Yeah.
But if you are up and coming country,
yeah.
You might start seeing. I wonder
if like the charts would like resemble it. Like for example, if the urban scene is charting bad, who's charting well, kind of thing.
But I don't check. I don't.
Yeah, neither.
For me, I'm not. Yeah. I don't find music through looking at the charts, bro. I just find what is good, and I just support what is good.
So, do you feel like you're finding less of what is good for you?
Not for me, because for me, a lot of what I avoid the noise. There's so much noise out there, but there's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that sometimes people are distracted by the noise, which is an interesting thing. Yeah, I've mentioned this on the pod before. What you're probably going to start to see over the next couple of years is, definitely within a year, who actually has fans and who has the fans of the time.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
There you go.
Because there's a lot of artists that they've been doing really well and whatnot, yeah. But really, the people that are checking for this are just fans of the time. So you know, like you remember what you were doing when you were like 17, 18, and you were listening to that and this artist and whatever else, yeah. But then when you get to like 23, 24, you're just off that. You're not 18 anymore. However, you got certain artists where you're like, you grow with them. So like a Dave, for example, there's artists out there's fans out there that are like, they're 18 and they will still be following him when they're 23, 24, and they're growing with him and whatever else. Loyal Kana is one of them. You can see he's bearing the fruits of that. There's a bunch of that. But there's a whole load of artists that essentially just had fans from the time, and now you're dropping some shit, nothing ain't happening.
No one cares.
Nothing's happening. So now it's even more difficult. You can't tour. You can't really sell much stuff.
Well, you can tour. It's the most, like, along with the inflation of tuna, milk, strawberries, and all the stuff that everyone else is complaining about, artist prices are going up, and you can tour.
That's the problem, though.
And you can do shows, and you can have loads of shows if you want. You just got to drop your prices a little bit, and you'll find value there.
That's true. Well, essentially, you have to take a humbling, right?
I don't even think it's a humbling. Like the market tells you what the price is, and if you can get a lot of shows at that price, and then you rise it up, and you can't get a lot of shows at that price, the market's showing you where your value is. That's what I'm saying, and what works and what doesn't work. And now you got to decide between, do you want to do just a few shows and you want to like almost narrow down who can afford you, or do you want to open it up? You know, like bottom line, if Chelsea said Nicholas Jackson was available for 10 mil, you'd have every club interested. But because they say Nicholas Jackson is 50 mil, it's only different. 4 clubs that can buy this guy. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, you go based on value. It depends what you want to do. It's your career as a musician. No one don't want you. You're telling me that these guys will say, listen, like I'm available for shows. I'm doing shows. I want to do a show every week, all summer. And you think their DMs won't be going off? Of course it would.
Well, yeah and no though, because on one aspect, a lot of artists are finding it very difficult to sell tickets. Yeah, at the moment, the ticket sales are like within the live sector within this part has had a big hit, but though you can still tour. You just might have to downsize your thing, but then it goes against the perception of what you're trying to create. So if, for example, let's say, you know, you're seeing this person doing O2 Arena or whatever else, and you feel like you're at least, okay, maybe not O2 Arena, but you're supposed to be 5,000, so Brixton Academy or whatever, yeah? But really, you can't sell that. Really, where you are at today is Islington in North London.
Go lower, man. Jazz Cafe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think there's any shame. Like, you play the cards you've got, you're dealt.
I agree.
And I agree. And sometimes it can be cute. It could be better, those intimate shows. You don't always need to be those big ones. And I wasn't even talking about headline shows, like where you're on stage for 2 hours. Like, I'm not even talking about your show. I'm even just talking about appearances. People aren't even really doing that many appearances now.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, like before, you'd be like, oh, like there'll be a night on. It'll be like Heady's performing.
Oh yeah, but that stopped time ago. I mentioned this time ago.
I don't know why though.
Because of the P's.
Yeah.
Do you know how much money these
Exactly. Drop the piece, and then you get all your buzz back. You can re-get it. You could get it all back.
But do you know what the problem is as well? On top of that, bro, is that like the club scene isn't like how it used to be back in the day. You know, like you could have negotiated a little something for Oceana or this place or whatever. They're not like how it was before, bro.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what it is now? I'll tell you what it is now. A lot of the bigger ones anyway, are the branded ones, like the DLT, Recess, R&B and Slow Jams, like you name them. Those type of ones are, but they're not on every week.
Yeah, they're events. Yeah, they're events.
And they're quite music specific in some of them too. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, it's still because Heady did do that. I'm talking about
like just even, you know, like certain gaffs would just be like, I remember like when them like Western and these lot would be having like 2-3 shows a night.
Yeah, but where were they?
I'm talking, you get a dingy, you get me, like, you have to.
I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
No, but I'm saying you do that one. You might do like quickly 15 minutes out on it, and a quick and fly down to a uni show or whatever it is. Like, I just think like that whole thing is gone, but it's not because no one wants them.
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying. It's not because no one doesn't want to see them anymore. It's because you made it impossible.
Well, maybe, yeah, because it's just so expensive, and then everything's become expensive.
Yeah, because they've said, oh yeah, you want me to stay on stage and do free verses, $5,000, and now that place is just like, oh shit. Now, in order for us to afford that, we have to raise everyone's drinks and entry prices.
Yeah,
and now,
exactly.
You now
you don't even want to go out.
The artists are still in control of it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If Heady, I don't know why I keep saying Heady. Any of them, was to say,
it's because you listen to a lot of Heady in it.
If any of them was to say, right, I am doing I'm gonna do a few shows, and I'm gonna charge the promoter $1 bag. Now the promoter can go like this. All right, now let's work. Do you know what I'm saying? Now he can do up his flyer or whatever it is, and you're just gonna get all the undateables in this dance.
Yes,
that's it. You get all the undateables in this dance to watch the 3-minute verse. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, but I just think
the problem with that though
gone.
is, I'll tell you what the problem with that you're forgetting in that. Yeah.
And
I know you're only just using one figure, and it's an example. But let's just take that one for an example, yeah? You see that one bag, yeah? You got to take that 20% out for, yeah? Then you got to take out another for the agent, right? Then you see the driver. He's got to get 150 for that. Then there's petrol that's got to go in that. And then you know your guy with the pouch that he's got to, so by the time now you finish now, you've read 350. 350. We're going back to early grind days.
It's not a money making. I wouldn't use that. That's a smoke screen. That's not where I would use it to make my money. If that makes sense, it's just to get the buzz back. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't use that as what's it called? I would use that to like get it rolling again.
Yeah,
because everyone wants to probably miss out that entire mid stage and just go straight to being very nonchalant, and I'm too good for everything and everywhere. I'm sure you guys, when you're trying to book people, sometimes they're even moving a bit sexy because they're just like, they feel like they're too big. But it's music, man. You meant to serve the masses.
It is still, and I hear it. I do. I think it's just an interesting time, and I think a lot of them, when you look at at the ego in place, Yeah, you do have to drop that. That's a big part of it, and get into the hustler aspect of it. But I think for some of them, because at one point they were making so much money, or some of them were making so much money at one point, it's like, it's so difficult to do that, especially when, you know, you're looking at Essential and he's just still doing a madness.
Yeah.
You know, I'm curious to know, and I genuinely don't know, but I'm curious to know like what Dave's thinking is at the moment. I know that Dave will be fine, but because of the space that we're in at the moment, I wonder what he's thinking in regards to like what it looks like dropping music and this whole space and this, that, and forth. But anyway,
some people are kind of immune from it though, because I think Dave will always drop something and people will always care.
He's still gonna be gone regardless. But for the majority, like the majority out there are genuinely in a weird space with it, and for that, it's trickled down in everything. It's trickled down in like, you know, the less money that these lot make, the less money that everyone makes, essentially.
Yeah.
And I've always said that one of the things that I loved about the bubble being as big as it was and things happening was that like, it wasn't just the artists that's lives were being changed. It was bare people's, the flipping, the live agents, the tour managers, the managers, the brethren, the guy with the power. Like everyone was making something and being able to, and providing that you do something right with your money, then you'll always be all right. When I speak to young artists here, a lot of the time, I never want to come across as that guy, but I do sometimes have said to a few of them, you see, now that it's thing, now that you're making the bread and that, make sure you're doing this and that and whatever and try, because like, and more often than not, you might get a good 3 years, and that is me being genuine, generous. Like you might get that, but you may not. But you're still gonna make a crazy amount of dough that could actually help you live comfortably 100%. For a long period of time 100%. If you do the right thing. So when the bubble bursts now, you can still be out there doing a couple things and looking at certain things, or you know, when you're taking a hit, it's not even, your ego's not hurt so much because you know you still got some bank there. Yeah. It's always very difficult when you know that you had all the dough, but now you ain't got shit, and now you've got to drop your ego. It's like all your head. Yeah. It's harder to do that now. 100%. It's easier to do it when you still got something. You get me? But anyway, these are want their fucking country back, mate.
Hey, mate. Hey, do you know what's crazy? I don't even know what they want. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean? Do they know?
No, they don't. But do you know what I think, and tell me what you think of this, I think that these lot are essentially, they're vulnerable people.
Yes.
They're vulnerable.
They're undateables.
Yes. And they are people that you can easily target when it comes to, because essentially an element of this is within some of them. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? So now all you need to do is to project something to them that is going to make them feel they need to stand up for something. Yeah. And they need to do something. But ultimately, these are just vulnerable undateables that are running around like lost puppies.
Easily influenced. They're just mental. We've seen this in America with the hillbillies. Like it's just our version of hillbillies. They don't really know what they're after. They just need a figurehead, someone to kind of show them what like a certain kind of rhetoric, and they'll follow it. Yeah. This country, like, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. I just don't get what they think they're doing. I'm hearing whispers they might run up on Labrador Grove. I was like, good luck with that. Good luck with that. And do you know what's going to happen if they're not careful soon? Someone's going to get banned.
Bad.
So they do definitely need to like just step steady. You've mashed up a couple of shops now, and I think that's it. And maybe try and sit down. But do you know what? Having said that, there seems to be quite a lot of them, right? I don't know how much of the country feels like this. I feel like everyone's a bit all over the shop right now, cost of living and blah, 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 and the blame game, and like the news can obviously just spread whatever rhetoric it wants. But I wonder if, like, I've not heard any of them speak rationally on it. Like, if you was to get the most intelligent of them and say, all right, cool, explain this.
They
like,
don't know, a lot of them.
Does anyone know?
Bro, when you're hearing, I know that you said the most intelligent, yeah, but like some of the things, I'm hearing like one man talking about at one point there was more betting shops. That was one of the things that he said. Did you hear the other one about the Titanic?
Yeah,
the woman said, "Oh,
it
you
know, overflooded.
overloaded
it, now it sank.
Yeah, the Titanic, they was all on it, and then it just sank.
It hit an iceberg, love. It had nothing to do with it being. And not even just that. Like, what's that got to do with black people or Asians? The betting shop or the Titanic? It's got nothing.
Well, okay. So from the political aspect, yeah, what we would say the more intelligent people have done, yeah, the more intelligent people are in certain spaces where they can essentially help make things move.
Yeah.
So one of the things that they've done, and this has been happening for years, is projecting this thing or portraying this idea that the country is under threat, and that at some point that this country is going to be so diluted if nobody does anything about it. So they'll do things it's like race baiting, isn't it? It's like, you know, if this crime happens or whatnot, they'll say this Muslim guy did so and so. Yeah. They'll put a picture of this face, or it's like the imbalance of the way that things are reported is just mad. But so they might put 3 pages of a Muslim don that has done something, but if it's a white don that's done it, it might just take a page. Course. So at least still they can say that they've done something. But that, when you look at the Daily Mail, like, who's reading that? Yeah. That's targeting Middle England. This is one of the reasons why we always keep losing like votes and that, because enough times we'll think, okay, when it comes to voting time, to us and to our algorithms, it looks like something's moving in a certain direction, but there's a whole Middle England that feel very different.
80% or more of the country, yeah? So, like, bottom line, there is a hefty chance that they commit far more crimes than the 20%, than the 18% that are not. They do all of this, but it's what's highlighted is obviously the stuff that's like designed to do all the race baiting. I just can't believe that all these people are falling for it. And somehow the rich or the elite or whoever it is that's in control here seem to keep finding a way to like make people not realize that it's rich versus poor, not black versus white, it's rich versus poor. Do you know what I'm saying? And the rich is 2% of this running the show. They're the reason that there's shops on the high street. They're the reason that these flipping bookies are here. They're the reason inflation's gone up. They're the reason that the bankers still get big bonuses even in a year of like a super recession. So I'm saying, like, they are the reason, but they will stand there and figure out that these people are so dumb that if you just tell them that actually it's because we've let like 40 more refugees in the country, that's why there's a bookies now.
Yeah,
like that's basically like that. How can you blame everything on that? And bottom line, when it comes to immigrants, refugees, whatever it is, people just always speak from a place of privilege, and you shouldn't. I saw something that said the difference between you and a refugee or an immigrant or whatever it is pure luck. You did absolutely nothing to deserve your privilege and your temporary stability. You did nothing. You don't deserve it. So who are you to sit there from your ivory tower and speak down and be like, no, we need them out? And come on, man. Like, it's pathetic. I do actually find it pathetic. I find it fascinating how stupid people are. Like, I do actually find it quite, like, I'm like, how? Like, and these are adults.
Yeah.
Like, adults with not a brain cell.
Yeah, because, well, it's like, it's split into almost 2 or maybe 3 sections, isn't it? So you've got one side of people who are like reading newspapers or like following a certain side of media, especially, you know, maybe listening to Nigel Farage in these platforms talking about, you know, all of these immigrants that are coming in. Like, immigrants was a big talking topic within Brexit, which is hence the reason why a lot of people voted for Brexit for all these different reasons. Oh, we can claim this back and like there was all of these lies that was being spewed to these people, yeah. And you can see now Like Brexit's happened and that, but see the thing that you voted. When you ask people, see that thing that you voted for, what does it look like now?
Yeah,
they don't even know.
Yeah.
They don't even know what to say. A lot of them don't even know. Like they can't even admit that they've been lied to in so many in a certain aspect. However, though, that is just a part of their bigotry, and in their mind, it's like, you know, there's a how can I put it? It's like this inherited feeling of superior nature, and that, you know, it's been projected to them that there's people in there that are interrupting that element of it and they need to do something about it. Yeah. Then you've got another side of people that are like, they agree with all of that stuff too, but at the same time, some of them are just going out and mashing up stuff just because, like, it's not really, they don't really care about the politic element of it like that. It's just a racist thing.
Yeah.
They just want to go out there, mash some shit up, just throw some things around and do whatever, and they just want that in their mind. That's just
it's just a hooliganism.
Yeah, it's just a hooliganism thing. Because I don't think that, like, even though I think that there's a large section of the country that feel a certain way in regards to Muslims and immigrants or whatever, yeah, a lot of them are actually not going to go out and do that. It's only a small section of these lot that are going to go and do.
The thing is, this might not be happening right now if club football was back, but because
I did think that, you know,
because it's pre-season, these lot ain't
they're bored.
matches. They're bored.
I thought that
it's pre-season for the boys that are playing on a Sunday morning as well. So they've got nothing to do. There's no training on a Thursdays, no matches on Saturdays and Sundays. So they're just like, I may as well.
But the point that I was going to get at more so, yeah, is that, like, what do you do with the people that you see? Okay, some will say that this started because of the 3 girls that got stabbed or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Which obviously, clearly, like, I'm even bored of hearing it now, bro. It has nothing to do with that. Yeah. They don't care about
the
that.
The EDL were around long before.
Bro, they do not care about that. They're looking for any. This thing is. Yeah. You've been seeing these when Suella Panty Man was doing what she was doing before. You had these outside doing so. Every moment that they can get, every once in a while, they will come outside somewhere and they will project something or the other. Yeah, but though, there are people that genuinely believe some of the things that have been put in the media. For example, immigrants living in 5-star hotels. A lot of people believe that that's what they're doing. That they're living in that. That's what they believe, bro. They genuinely believe that. And like, no matter how much you debunk what they believe, someone can sit on the couch and they can say all of the things that they've heard and why they're upset. And you can tell them, nah, that's a misunderstanding. You've got that wrong because it's actually this. No, you're a bit off here because it's actually that. Do you know what? In fact, you've got those stats just a little bit wrong. Yeah. It's actually this, yeah. They will still come away from this conversation still believing whatever it is that they believe. What do you do with them?
I think you just give them money. They just want money. If like these guys, they're saying, yeah, there's a bookies here and, you know, we're going through hard stuff and da-da-da-da-da. I think all they want is just some more money. But they don't want to work for it. Yeah. No, I'm saying they just want it. They just wanted to give it to them. Like if a lot of these guys said, if you said to them, right, listen, we know how to fix this. We're gonna give each family 100 grand each. All of you, every one of you bigots. All right, but you have to stop this behaviour forever. All right, no, all right then. That's it. That's it. They'll be like, fine, yeah. The country's fixed. They don't even know what's broken.
Nah, but here's the thing though, yeah. So some of them will be inherently within their privilege and within their racism. Yeah?
Yes, they're the only ones you can't fix.
So they're quite fragile. You know, like in America, it's overt in it more often than not. You're letting you know where. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It is what that is, isn't it? Yeah. Here, they've always said that it's a little bit covert, like people, a little bit of a stiff upper lip or whatever. But
You say no jobs instead of.
Well, either way, it's just like they can be a little bit more quieter about it until there's something political that comes up where they can start saying how they really feel about certain things in it, yeah. And because of that, I feel like this has always been there. That's all, and that's always going to be there. There's always going to be a large section of people that believe, even if they've got all the money, even if everything is okay, they'll still believe in their mind, that they are more superior than whoever else. So any opportunity that they can get to go and do some shit, they're going to do that. Whereas I think in this case now, because they are so fragile, and because the country is in the state that it is in, it's always going to come up. So like, let's say now, you might have some people that are like they might feel a little bit disenfranchised. They can't find work for whatever reason, or certain industries are not the same as they used to be before. Let's say like, I don't know what bricklaying is like. I don't know what that industry is like, but maybe at one point you could get loads of work doing bricklaying and whatnot. Now you can't get so much jobs doing bricklaying. You're hearing a man talking about Muslims. Yeah, it's their fault. It's the Muslims' fault.
But they'll say it's Polish. Polish dons come slapping up the brickwork. So that's what they'll say. But it's immigrants. It's immigrants. Yeah, it's immigrants.
But that will always, regardless of like every time period, this will always happen. And I think for us, in particular, especially with black people, like every cycle in certain years, this is always going to happen, but we're used to it though. They're coming to us with this whole thing of immigrants and this, that, and the fourth and whatnot. But when you look at elements of our history, for a long period of time, we're always having to deal with a certain cycle of this type of nonsense and fuckery and whatever else. So this is not none the wiser. I think this is not no different, sorry. And I think in some senses, this is probably one of the reasons why I don't even take this that seriously.
I feel like I've seen this time and time again.
It's I think that happens over and over again.
Listen, if you didn't want immigration, you should have said it before all the immigrants built your flipping city. So I'm saying, like, before this country was built off the Windrush, off this and off, there was loads of nations that came here to help build. Do you know what I'm saying? And because of it, they had a house here and they had families here and You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, but they don't like the context and all of that is taken up. They don't care about, especially like a newer generation of them. They don't really care. They didn't live. A lot of them didn't even live that, so they don't understand what it would have been like for a big percentage of their guys to be wiped out and all that, and what that trauma brings. They don't really know about that. Yeah. They just know about what's going on today.
I'm more baffled about the younger ones. The older ones, for example, it might be bad, but I expect old white people to be racist. Don't ask me why, but I expect that from them. Not racist necessarily, but like, you open the door and you see an old white person, you're like, I have a bit of a thing like, are you racist? Because it was bigger in your time than it is in our time. We still get the occasional uproar and something, but I feel like most 20-year-old white guys aren't racist, but it's just how I feel. I'm not sure how real that is, but
they've obviously got on where you live, innit?
They've got more access to, like, before it was just like there wasn't that many black people here, and because of it, they picked on black people or Asians or whatever it is, and now, like, there also wasn't the internet, there wasn't social media. Now it's just like, oh, like your favorite player for your team, Saka, or I just feel like they're far more we're already a little bit more intertwined.
But don't you think that's like compartmentalizing?
It is. But
because it's your favorite player, but like, are you even humanizing these players? Really?
I don't know.
I don't even think that they humanize the players. Sometimes. No. I don't think that they see them like that. They just see them as a pawn that's playing for the team that they support, and this player in this game just so happens to be sick. The time when you start humanizing them, like, even when something goes wrong, sometimes I don't even think people humanize them. They just think, oh, you're just ruining my life. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah. I don't think that some of these people see them like that.
Yeah, what I was more getting at is the excuse for being a bigot. I feel like this generation has less excuse for being a bigot. It's more, the information is more available. Like, you can type something in your phone and just know about it very quickly. So I just think ignorance is usually
You got to know what to type.
you have to want to type it, and yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But the ignorance, you don't have that same excuse that maybe the couple generations before you did have, and that's why I'm a little bit more surprised with the younger lot that behave like what I'd expect a 50-year-old hooligan to act like. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the reason why I would say I disagree with it, is because of algorithms. I think depending on where you live and what you're around, you would think that, okay, let's say say someone that lived in Grove, you would think that they would probably see things just a little bit different or whatever else, yeah? Like, just on average that they might. But you see, if you live in Stoke, it might be very different. And then on top of that, all you got to do is go on TikTok and Instagram, see a couple things like it, and then it's pumping this to you all the time.
Thing.
And say, and this is where a bear of these lies and that come from. Because if you like one thing about immigrants, then you're just going to keep hearing somebody talking about all the fuckeries that's happening with immigrants or whatever. And then before you know it, this person is speaking to the victim in you.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Things ain't working out for you in whatever way. And this person is indirectly telling you that it's them. And what's even more mad is that, like, the ones that are telling you that it's them, that it's the Muslims or it's the blacks or whatever, what they do is they throw their stone and they hide their hand. So they'll say, like, what Nigel Farage did and what Tommy Robinson does, he'll be like, listen, Tommy Robinson did that thing where when the youth stabbed the kids or whatever, he's just come out and just given a Muslim name. No facts, no nothing. He's just said that it's a Muslim person that's done it. So then now what he's saying, but I didn't cause no violence. That violence isn't me. I didn't tell anyone that they should go out and they should cause violence or whatever. But you know what you're doing. It's like if I turn around and I say, hey, there's a PDF file over there. It's him. That guy is a PDF file. If we go over there and mash up the whole thing now, he can turn around and say, but I didn't tell you to go and do it. But you know by talking to these types of people, what's going to happen when you do that.
Yeah. I've never actually seen anything that Tommy Robinson's ever said. That's how I know you're right with the algorithm, because I've never seen a sentence from him. Because it's just, the algorithm just wouldn't throw it to me. No. There's just no point. But yeah, I think I didn't know that it was a Muslim guy, or I didn't know who it was. I remember like hearing about this and feeling sick about the kids thing.
Yeah.
Because they're innocent little babies. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's enough that made me feel furious and just from the off. So now when I can understand how people are saying that's what spurred this. I'm not saying that is that's the reason for this, but that's what lit the most recent fire for it. Because even I felt away, but I just felt away because of what's happened, not because I didn't even know anything about the ethnicity of this guy. I just thought, what a sick fucking idiot. Do you know what I'm saying?
But the reason why it can't be as well, more so, is because not that long ago, there was a Don that was walking around with a sword and he just chopped one black youth and killed him to pieces. And it wasn't a thing.
I didn't even hear about it.
No, you do know about it. You know about it. You know about it. Put it up on the thing. You'll know about it for real. But it was different.
To pieces.
He didn't chop him to pieces. He just stabbed it, killed the black youth. He was going to school, wasn't he? Mm. Yeah. He did that. But,
how old is
obviously...
How old is the kid?
Bro, like 14.
14.
Hey, no.
Show his face, bro. You've probably seen it.
Do you know what? I don't think I saw this, but...
Wait, can't you show the boy's face?
I'm just trying to look for it. That's it.
There he is, there.
Fucking horrible, man. Nah, I did see it, actually.
Yeah, him.
Ridiculous.
That wasn't that long ago.
That was May.
That was in May. There wasn't even a sniff of a riot. That's what I'm saying, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, when these lot use that as a thing of, well, because of these lot coming up, it's like, big man, you ain't got stop that. Stop all of that, bro. It's got nothing to do with that. You lot have been feeling a certain way about a certain thing for a minute, and you've got a couple of voices that are putting batteries in your back that's giving you this extra element of confidence.
Yeah.
And Yeah, it stinks. But ultimately, you know, I say this because I genuinely mean it. But it's like, I have to be careful when I say it too, because the reality is that there are like, you know, black and Asian people that are living in communities where there's not that much of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they are like the targets, yeah. But it adds to the extra level of pussyolism within these guys, because it's like, I can't help but think, I did a TikTok about this, yeah, but I'm like, I can't help but think, yeah, that back in the day, these guys used to really have something about them. You see, like back in the day when you see two skinhead man walking about the place or whatnot in Ben Sherman and this, that, and the fourth.
Ben Sherman.
You know what I'm saying? Brother, these man, you'd look at them and you'd like, you're not going to run, you might not run away from them, but you might be a bit wary of them, man. Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like,
Ben Sherman and Dr. Martens.
Dr. Martens and that. Yeah, skin off their head and all of this type of thing, yeah. Big man, you see now, as far as I'm concerned, they look like, a lot of them look like they've lost that awe about them. It takes 7,000 of them for you to contemplate, okay, this is getting a little bit dangerous now. As I said to Poet before, you see the Albanian one of those, you see put 3 Albanians in this mix and it feels different.
Yeah.
You put a couple Russians in it and it feels different.
It feels different, yeah.
There's even Polish man and that, this feels different. These lot, like, enough of them are bald by choice. They don't even really want to skin off their head like that, a lot of them. They don't even really want to do that.
Bald, not by choice.
Huh?
Bald without choice.
Oh, bald, yeah, exactly. Bald by force, sorry. Yeah, bald by force. Look, it's just... It just looks... It's just a mess, bro. It's an absolute mess. But, though, this will calm down, but it's going to happen again.
Of course it is.
It will calm down, but it will happen again. There will be like one other thing. There'll be like another political argument that will come out, and then these will just come and just start throwing things and making excuses and arguments. You hearing about this 2-tier police thing that they're talking about?
What's that, 2-tier police?
Where they're essentially, they're putting this argument that like the police are dealing with them different to everyone else.
What? You're fighting them. Bro,
do you know most times I've seen a white don in particular being in a situation with the police, yeah? And I'm saying to myself...
Oh, Elon Musk is in on it as well. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
The white South African...
His daughter called him a racist on his own Twitter, bro.
Who?
Elon Musk.
Hold on, what do you mean on his own Twitter?
Elon Musk?
Twitter, innit?
Yeah,
but how did she then...
She was like, he's a racist, they're talking wicked. I'll find it.
Oh.
Let's just read this, bro.
But hear what I'm saying.
Of course he is. He's South African white. Like I would assume. I might be a bigot for assuming that, but as in like I would assume that. That's what I'd assume. Yeah, of course.
Enough times I've seen a man in a situation with police, and I'm saying to myself, you could have been at least tasered a bunch of times here, and they've spared you a bag of times.
Yeah.
They've spared you a bag of times. You should have been tasered from the... You should have been... In fact, you should have been shot now.
These times they're stamping on a man's head in an airport.
I mean, do you know what I would say about this? Yeah, it was like these demonstrations that the people were doing were demonstrations. There was small like pockets of people who were disturbing, but the majority of the time they were actually protests. Like the original Mark Duggan situation was a protest.
Yeah, but then that got out of hand.
Then it got out of hand. Then obviously the Black Lives Matter demonstrations were obviously protests. These ain't protests. Bro.
Of course, they're riots, bro.
They're pulling out to fight.
Riots.
Yeah,
they're riots. It's not.
These are riots.
But that's another thing that the media do as well. Though they, at first, when all of this is happening, they're still calling it a protest.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If you put it the other way around and it's black and Asian youths or whatever else, it's
riot.
In papers, it's riot and looting.
Yes.
Immediate from the get go. It's not
but this
protest.
Is it. It's white world, man.
They tried to set fire to one of the hotels that they thought that there was immigrants in. You know Can you imagine that? Like, for what?
Like, when you die in this judgment day and you got to face God, and you, like, what was you thinking trying to set alight innocent people? They've not done anything to you. They've done nothing to you. You who tried to light the match to set them alight, they've done nothing to you. You just want to get involved because it's pre-season.
Yeah. Because
that's it.
Do you know what is even more mad? Yeah, even when you debunk the immigrant element, yeah. So there's a lot of people in here, like in this country, that are actually they're British.
Yeah.
You can trace back their lineage to different places or whatever, yeah. But if this is about immigrants, enough times these people are going places, yeah, and they're mashing up like homes and vehicles or whatever else from people that are actually just British.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's not white. He's British though, and they're not an immigrant. But your ignorance is just saying that they're an immigrant. Which is why, again, it hasn't got anything really to do with this. It's just about what is it? Purification of a race. That's basically what it is. Purification of a race. I can't stand the fact that it's 82% white. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that it's 18% everything else. Even though 18% is nothing, really.
Yeah.
I just don't like the fact that it's 82% white and that really we want to try and squeeze it back to at least 99% white. That's what it is in a nutshell. And because football and all of that type of stuff isn't, you get what I'm saying?
We
got a bit of time.
And we can give us some money.
Huh?
And give us some money, please.
Give us some money.
Yeah.
Just give us some
That's
money.
it.
And we'll shut up for a tiny bit, even though they won't shut up for a bit. They won't.
I don't know, man. These guys, I just find them like baffling. Fascinating, but baffling.
Bro, it stinks, bro. But I think also what you were saying before about like just how stupid people can be and how easy it is to just sell a story.
Yeah.
It's so easy to sell a story to people to make them feel like they're victims. Like imagine that. Imagine being like 81% and being a victim. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? You're the 81 or 82%, but you really feel like a story has been sold to you that your whole country is under threat because of it's not gonna, you know what I mean? It's just not gonna be the way that you envision.
It's a mess.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
It's a mess. The Premier League just needs to start. It should just start to die down.
I don't think it.
No. It should die down after Community Shield.
After the Community Shield.
Yeah.
I mean, Championship's already started, no?
Has it?
Yeah, I think that's why it's doing a bit of that. Like, it's the last.
Well, no, because apparently they're going to Wolverhampton.
Good luck with that. Have you seen the man them waiting there?
Yeah.
The man them
Did
waiting.
You see what
for
Spray
them.
said?
What?
You see what Spray said?
Oh yeah,
Spray text Tommy and said to him, "I suggest that you tell him to rethink Wolverhampton." And then this is where he hits back, sends a voice note. Spray, no, there is no defence league. It's not me. It's all bullshit. I didn't do anything.
It? Did he?
Huh?
What is that? His reply?
Yeah, he responded back. Do you want to play? Do you want me to play it?
Yeah.
Let me go and find it.
Yeah, it might be better for you to play it.
Defence League's cold. Defence League.
Bro, these lot are fucking.
Yeah, the idiot doesn't exist anymore. So they just keep using.
He said, "I'm just on holiday." These times he's in Spain, living there. Probably.
Cyprus, I think. No.
He's in Cyprus, yeah.
Ooh, this is crazy. Can't show that bit.
Wait, let me find it.
You see this?
He's a big immigrant. That's the maddest thing right now. Well, here we go. Oh, did he take it down? No, he couldn't have taken it down. Spray's not a man to take things down. Oh, here we go.
Spray.
Look at the response.
1 second. Remember, people are listening, yeah?
Yeah, I'm cutting this. You've got to cut this bit out.
Spray. Alright, bruv, listen. You know, all this is all bullshit, yeah? Look at this, bruv. I'm putting a video out today. Spray, I've never called for any fucking trouble, bruv, yeah? And none of these demonstrations are organised by me. There is no English Defence League. They've just created the English Defence League again. There is no EDL, bruv. There's loads of young little fucking thugs in different cities who are fucking angry. It's nothing to do with me, bruv. And there ain't no fucking demo in Walthamstow. No one's going to go to Walthamstow. It's just madness, bruv. So, essentially, mate, it's all fucking bullshit. I'm just getting blamed for it. I'm fucking trying to have holiday. Mental. They're going to lock me up for
He
terrorism.
loves it, bro. He loves it. So
Do you know what? There's a part of me though that half because I've seen a lot of Tommy Robinson in the news, and that the news are blaming Tommy Robinson, which the cynic in me all of a sudden makes me believe him, because when the mass media are even saying, yeah, he's sparking this.
No, so that's not the case though.
No.
It's a section of media that's calling out some of the things that he has said.
Okay.
So he's saying a certain thing to his audience, and
there is a certain
section. There's a certain part of media that we are not necessarily gonna. I don't read the Daily Mail like that, but there's all these things that are being said and whatnot. So ultimately, what he's doing is he's saying things, but he isn't saying go out and cause a madness. He's basically pointing out where the country's in a bit of trouble.
Evoking it.
So, like, you can't say that the riots are all him or they're all Nigel Farage, but it's a bunch of them that keep saying certain things that rile it all up ultimately, which is why you end up getting the conversation about the immigrants, for example. It's like, if someone's already talking about immigrants and that there's a problem with immigrants and people are coming here on the boats, and then you got, let's say, Tommy Robinson, for example, saying, see that guy that got stabbed, those kids that got stabbed, it's Muslim. So over there, they've already said that there's a problem with immigrants and whatnot. Then you've got another person who turned around and said, these are a Muslim. Then what do you think is going to end up happening? We do have a problem with immigrants. And see what I mean? Because these are stabbing the young kids and that. Then there's this, and then there's that, and then there's this. Let's rise up. And then what happens is, then you get these men turn around and say, but I didn't say that. That you should do. Blah,
anyway,
blah,
they're
blah,
gonna
blah.
get it wrong. They're gonna get this wrong,
But he came up with this. We're about to watch that now. Dude runs out of a petrol station and he comes out with a chainsaw, Maji.
Yeah, chasing a Muslim couple in Manchester with a chainsaw.
In Manchester.
Yeah, with a chainsaw. Do you know what would have been good? If he actually met his match and the guy said to him, listen, as you got this chainsaw on you, keep the chainsaw out, but whoever gets this chainsaw at some point gets to saw somebody's arm off. Let's do that.
That'd be crazy.
If you can then disarm him and get that off him, anyway.
Did he have it on? Was it?
I thought he could. That's crazy. That's crazy. Could you imagine?
But they'll do that to the wrong person, and somebody will have a whap.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying.
So in my head,
someone will disarm him.
This is gonna, if they're not careful, this is gonna turn into a full blown civil war up and down the country. Not them lot just going on tour. Like, I'm talking like
going on tour.
They will be on the defense now. It's not like you attacking and people defend themselves. Now you're on the back foot. They'll launch a counter attack because they're gonna get this wrong soon. I can just see how this ends because these lot aren't smart enough. So it's just like they're just all out attack. No Rodri to sit back and have a look and think, hold on, wait, like, what are we doing here?
44.
Like, they've just gone all out attack and they're going to get this wrong.
And then, the next thing that you hear, I'm not talking about you, it's them.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Yeah, you're all right.
I used to hear that a lot growing up.
Because what's the media going to do when someone hops out the car with a chainsaw and gets shot in his leg?
Well, then what they'll then do is, you know what the Daily Mail will then do? They'll just plaster a blackface or, like Indian or whoever it is, and put their face on it, and then they'll just make a whole thing, and then they'll just speak to inner England again. Because really, that's all what it's about, innit? It's like, all you need to do is just pump fear into them. It's easy, like... Bro, when you really deep it, it's easy to get these lot to move. Yeah. It's easy to get these lot to move. It's easy to get them to come out and vote. It's easy to get them to go and move and do stuff, bro. Because all you need to do is just speak to that bit there and talk to the insecurity in that. Once you speak to the insecurity in it, bro, they're outside.
It's easier than business. They're talking. In business, they're like, oh yeah, who's your audience? Who's your target market? But in this, it's just like, you just got to speak to them. You ain't even got to get them to buy anything.
No, of course not.
You just put an ideology out there and say, I'm speaking to you, everyone between 20 and 40, white, in Middle England.
Yeah. This
is for you. It's just flipping on.
Some will genuinely believe in their own mind. They'll genuinely believe that, like, it's not a racist thing for them, and that really it is just about and you know what? Maybe somewhere down the line there is a conversation to be had about boats and all of this type of stuff and whatever else, yeah, and that people are coming in boats and whatever. But I think the two conversations are just really different. Like, people are thinking that people are coming in on boats and stealing stuff. They're coming here, living in 5-star hotels, and
that Tesco just taking cheese.
They're just disruptive to the country, and they, you know what I mean, that they're living a life of luxury and they're making all of this money, and it's just not even nearly the truth.
Yeah.
Some are coming and seeking asylum and they're doing it properly, and they are you know, they're legally allowed to stay because they're fleeing a war-torn country or whatever it may be, and they are allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And there are some people that are, you know, are going to be illegal and that are going to have to be dipped back to their country or whatever else, yeah. But like, maybe there is some type of conversation that needs to be had about how much people are coming here and whatever else. I don't really know. But the idea of there being a threat to their purity is crazy to me. Because there's no threat to their purity. There's nothing.
What is purity? What do they consider purity?
I'm calling a spade, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just doing that. Like, they're not doing that. But the purity is that it's 82% white, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
It needs to be more.
Don't they get what the world? Don't they get what the world's doing?
Could be saying it wrong.
It's not just England. It's the whole world is just merging as people travel and aviation, and like you get an Italian meeting flipping Ghanaian. Like the world is mixing. Like what? Like you wouldn't be one of the financial 82%. You wouldn't be one of the financial capitals of the world if it wasn't for this. You know what I'm saying? That's you've got to take the bad with the good.
But when you're dealing with purity comes with ignorance. Some of the ignorance is, listen, mate, I like a curry. I do. I like a curry.
As much as everyone else does.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't want you over here doing that, living in luxury when I can't do X, Y, and Z, and you're taking our jobs, and you're the reason why it's this and that and whatever. I'd much rather, in fact, they wouldn't say this. They would, if some of them could have it this way, not a lot, I don't know what the percentage is, but if some of them could have it this way, they would have the people making them a curry, and then once the shop's closed, somehow going back somewhere,
just make
and then
me
they just come back in the morning.
You go home and you come back.
Yes, exactly. Just go home after.
It seems like it's a lot of Asian hating more than black hating.
It's Islamophobia though.
Is it Islamophobia? Okay,
right.
I was gonna say there's a lot. I wonder if they're just like trying to go after Indians, but if it's because I've seen a lot of like people who are not even Muslim, Sikhs and that.
Yeah, but remember when you think about the ignorance, they don't even know. As far as they're concerned, you can. As far as they're concerned, you could be flipping black in Ghanaian black and be Muslim, or you can have a turban on your head. You can have whatever it is, something that does not look
like British enough.
Yes. Yeah. As far as they're concerned, it's Muslim.
If you're not wearing Slazinga.
Yeah.
I don't know, mate.
That's it. It's Muslim, and it's almost like in their minds and within their ignorance, it's a politer way of saying, no, but we're not being racist. We're just saying that these section of that, we just don't want them.
We don't want them here.
We just don't want
no,
those.
We like them. We just don't want them here.
Yeah, we don't want them here. Yeah. We don't want them on the boats. We don't want them coming here and whatnot. And we'd rather them not be here.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have the other section that is like, listen, I've been wanting to go outside. You can tell that some of them have been wanting to just go outside in the day and just say a word loud.
Yeah.
They've been dying to just go outside and just say, nigger!
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say the P word, but they just want to go out there and just say it.
Do you know what's more baffling? Some of the brown and black people I've seen on their side.
What's that?
I've seen some black and brown people on their side.
Yeah, because some of those people do believe that there's a problem with immigration.
So, I just find it super rich. Because, there may well be a problem with immigration, but for you to sit there with your accent, on Sky News and say it. It just gives the wrong-uns more fuel.
Yeah. Well, their argument would be that there's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference between like seeking asylum legally and then people being here illegally, and then being the issue that way. So let's say, for example, like Windrush, for example, yeah, like these people were given jobs to come here and to build the country. They were here. They came here legally. So this idea that, you know, these lot come here and they've done this and like they were like these lot the country was in a shit space.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So they've come here and done that. But then there's also the other side of it where it's like some people are leaving their country. This is what a section of people believe. Some people feel like they're leaving their country just to come here and just take everything.
And it's not take everything. When have you seen somebody get off that boat, fight their way through the system, and then take everything?
That's never happened.
They take £56 a week. So I'm saying it's not everything. And that's what flipping everyone's banging on about. Who's taking everything? Who? They don't even know what they're talking about. They actually don't have a Scooby. Immigration isn't just a British problem or an English problem also. It's probably worse in Europe because everything's landlocked. You just flipping getting a boot and you're in a different country. You drive through.
Yeah.
Like there are problems with immigration absolutely everywhere, they might have to change immigration laws where it's like if you're not legally allowed to be here, sorry, but you gotta go. Whatever it is, but that's for the people upstairs who no one seems to be moaning at. Because if you really want to moan at someone and you really want to have a go at someone, it's probably not the police officer that's on 30k a year who's holding a shield and he's flipping, just throwing rocks at him. Like it's the higher ups it's the policy makers, it's the lawmakers, it's the big boys. They're the ones who have not just fueled this. They're the ones that have made this system this. You can't, otherwise there is like everything is written in black and white. If it says in black and white that when you come here to seek asylum, you immediately get sent home, then that is the rule. They will abide by that rule. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the rules. And people are finding a way to get here for whatever reason, and are not being. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know enough about this to even talk on it, let alone to pick up my bag, walk out the door, and start throwing bricks at a flipping shop window. I definitely don't know enough. Do you know what I'm saying? So these people are fucking just absolute undateables.
I wonder if dealing with asylum seekers though, that must be quite a hard job though, because you see when people do come here, if they don't have no papers or they don't have no nothing, how do you work out who is actually really seeking asylum and who is just trying a thing?
See, I think that's where I'd like to chat to somebody about that. I think that's a difficult, very, very specific role. Like we're talking, like you have to be very well versed in that to even figure that out. You probably can't figure it out, but I think it shouldn't necessarily change anything, because if people have come and they can't speak English and they're here now and they need help and they look like they need help, yeah?
What does look like they need help?
I don't know. Like, homeless and can't speak a language, and you can see like mannerisms or whatever it is. I'm not saying you have to help them, by the way. I'm saying there just has to be clear, concise rules, because people come here because it is a better life. And if this wasn't, it is apparently a better life, yeah? And it's a place where you could come here and, you know, once you make it here, like the system will try its very best to help you, usually, yeah? Whereas there are lots of countries that you definitely wouldn't go to if you're seeking asylum.
No.
If you're escaping from somewhere, are you going to go to Panama? No. They've got nothing there for you. And that's the thing. That's like where more is given, more is expected. And that's the thing. This country has, let's be very real, taken a lot from this earth.
Oh.
It's time to give some back.
No, but these lot don't want that though.
Yeah, they
As
just want
far as they're concerned, they don't care about that.
These not just drink Tizer and Iron Brew and have Space Invaders for dinner and chicken nuggets, man. I can't even speak to these undateables.
You can't get through to them. And that's why I heard this question elsewhere, but that's why I brought it here, because I was like, what do you do with people that actually, no matter how much you debunk what they're saying, they will still believe, they will still come away believing whatever it is that they believe in that. Like, what do you do with that?
I don't think
there's nothing you can really do with that. And so if there isn't anything that you can really do with that, I don't want to say that we just have to accept that information is always going to be plunged to them, and every once in a while they're just going to come out and say some ignorant stuff, and then maybe off the back of that there's going to be a small minority of them that are going to come out and start trying to throw their weight around. But maybe that's just kind of where it is. Maybe that is just what that is. We're never going to live in a country where it's just going to be full peace. Exactly. And that it's just never going to be that. What's always going to happen though is that people are going to point back to a certain point in time and say that it was peaceful then, but they're cherry picking. They will always say, "Oh, I remember when it was 2004, when the country was just peaceful and it was just this and it was just that." But if you go back to 2004, there was a whole load of fuckery that was going on there, a whole load of unfortunate things that were happening to it. It's just always going to happen. People will always cherry pick. When they turn around and say, "Remember, make America great again," and people would be pointing out, "Well, what was when? Explain when it was."
What
great.
year?
Yeah, what year
Can
was
we have
that?
the year?
Yeah, what year was that? Yeah, yeah. Then all of a sudden now, people can't really say what year it is. They might start cherry picking a little bit, but when you start unpacking that, then that is what that is. But all I can say is that wherever you are, if you are in this country, be safe. Just be safe. Mm-hmm. As crazy as this actually looks in certain elements of it, ultimately these are victims and teddy bears. It's not like it's mad because there's a lot of them, but essentially it's victims and teddy bears, and they don't have it anymore. It's not the Ben Sherman guy so much anymore. It's just not really that guy. Yeah. But I just hope that people just essentially try to do the right thing in it, and that no one doesn't really get hurt. I love the fact that there are a lot of people that are coming together that are from here, that are part of the 82% that are backing it.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think maybe not enough's being made of, because obviously it is 82% white. Doesn't mean that it's 82% of them. Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's 82% wrong and bigots. I would actually like to have a number on that of that 82%. How many of those are in support of these lot? And interesting.
The reality is, bro, is that in that 82%, there's a good chance that 70% of that believe this immigration stuff and all of this other thing. They have these thoughts and feelings, but they're not going to do anything about it.
Do you think?
I think so.
I think that's high,
bro. Because you know why? Because you're living in London.
Yeah,
bro.
I live in London. Yeah,
you're living in London. That's why. I don't think that these people, when I say it's 70%, I don't think that these are the people that will go out and do a madness or whatever. And some of those people may not even go and do something where it's they may not necessarily sack somebody because they're black or do or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. It's just a thought in their head. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? A thought in their mind.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's only a small percentage of people that are actually really stepping out loudly and being and owning it and saying, right, this is exactly how I feel. Those people again might not go out and fling stones and beat people up and whatever, but it's they'll come outside and they'll say, we don't agree with the violence and that, but I'm letting you know, Muslims and all these lot have got to go. It's just as simple as that. I don't want anyone to be hurt, but I just want them to go, and I'm saying it. I'll ring up the radio station and I'll say how I feel about it. That's another section. But the ones that are causing the violence and whatnot, that's tiny, bro. That's tiny. Yeah. It would be mad if it was more of them, though.
Don't you find it dumb that they're ruining businesses that they go to?
I just
they don't care
They don't
about,
know.
bro. They don't. That these lot, this particular lot, yeah. I don't even want to sound patronized. I don't want to sound like I'm winding anyone up, bro. But like, in their head, I'm putting myself in the mind frame of an ignorant man who is looking at purity. I don't give a fuck about this shops and that and whatever. Right now, 82% is not enough.
Yeah.
And something's got to be done about it.
Actually, 74%.
Oh, is it actually 74%?
82% is white. 74% is white British.
Yeah,
no,
but
that don't count. Don't do that.
You're doing a
Don't
technicality
do that
there.
because it says white Irish,
Bro,
white other.
You're forgetting a crucial element of this. The ignorant person, the ignorant one who is just looking at it from a place of, I'm looking at you and you don't look like me, and apparently you're the one who's a threat to our children. You're the one who's a threat to our children and our wives or whatever else, and you're a part of the problem that is coming over it.
Yeah, but I'm saying white other is Polish, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't.
That counts as the 84% is what I'm saying to you.
Yeah,
Big
fine.
man.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but do you think that these see it like that?
So you think they're letting the Polish man come right with them?
No. Do you know what it is? If a policeman was right next to them, they wouldn't know. Because their ignorance is not like that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from an ignorant aspect.
Okay.
If you step out like that, we're on whatever we're on. Ultimately, we don't like how you... Because when you look at... When you say to them, I can almost guarantee, if you put a line of people in a room, that were all from different places or whatnot, and you said, who's the immigrants? They're all going to point out the person who's not white.
Yeah, of course.
They're all going to do that.
Yeah.
And they could be like Polish, whoever else. They may not necessarily point out. They are the ones that they'll come to last. If they could squeeze everyone out, then we'll get to you.
Yeah.
Then we'll get to
But
you.
right now,
we
the
just
priorities
the
are
dark a bit.
Yeah.
Let's just get the dark a bit. I just want the dark a bit to go, and then we. Listen, man. Alright, cool. Listen. Anything else?
No,
Anything else going on in the world?
Any music? You want to recommend?
Oh yeah, I mean maybe this is not the time to mention this, but Shea Universe has done a Tidy Desk. You should go and watch it. She's cold. One thing I love about Shea Universe is firstly she's got one of my favorite albums of the year, cross genre. I just think the album is sensational. She's so good. She's so talented. Also, the other thing that I like about her is that she is authentically just like, she really embraces her culture, but also just that black British element of it too. She's not singing in no American accent or anything like that. Like, she's just like, she's what you would say is like a black, beautiful singer from the UK, and you can hear it. Do you get what I'm saying? She's just cold with it, bro. She's so cool. Yeah.
She has an album out called what?
Love's Letter.
Love's Letter.
Yeah, it's bad.
Cross-genre.
No, so I'm saying it's my favorite album cross genre. So like,
Right, okay.
yeah. One of them anyway. But anyway, listen. Thanks for listening, everyone. Yeah.
Out.
Love.